So hopefully you watched this first video called Leather Engraving with Bear on Chair Back. But if you didn't, I posted it last week, and you should probably go back and watch that because this is about the chair build. So I had a template that I followed, and I used a bunch of exotic woods, but you'll see that. Stay tuned. It's coming right up. So this is the template for the chair. It's going to be a short back chair, but the base of the chair is 17 inches, and from here over, so the seat won't be full 17 inches. I may extend it a little bit long here because they have to start the other seat piece that goes across this way. I'll try and do some drawings to help make this more understandable. But you can see how that's curved. That would be the back rest. And all I need is one template because it's two that are like this, and the two in the front will just be this length. And it's for a dining room chair, so this is the leg part down here. Wait a minute, this is the back part, this is the leg part, and I traced it. Yeah, I'll show you some other chairs that I made. It's actually on my website. But I trace it. I'm gonna cut it out with, maybe I marked it here, yeah. This is the back, this is the leg. And if you flip it over, you can see the rail, the seat starts here. It's about 17 inches from here down to the bottom. And I'm gonna cut these out. This is cypress. I've got a couple cypress. Got some that are beech. And maybe maple. I don't know. But I've got, I think, 6 of them all together. These pieces right here, they're the legs. So I'll be cutting, I don't know if I'll just plane these and maybe fill this with another piece of wood so I can still have this beefy leg. Because if I don't, it will only be here to here square, which is about 1.5 inches. Let's see what that is. That is about 1.75 inches. So that'll be 1.75 inches square. So I'll be cutting off quite a bit. And this is Cocobolo, this wood. It's really a pretty wood. Might end up being 1.5 inches square because this is rough and I have to plane all that down. So we'll see. So this is a piece of birch. Has kind of a cool top I might use for something, not sure what. But I can get 4 pieces or 2 chair back legs out of that. Obviously can't use the center part that's splitting, but I can use lots of other parts. And this one I thought about using, but this one is not only got a big crack, but it's also warped. I don't know if you can see that. But it's warped this way, sticks out further here than at the edges. I could run it through a planer, I suppose. But it's also curved like this here, sticks out further than this, and at the bottom. So it's got 2 funky curves in it. I'm not even going to bother attempting to use this. I might make something out of the short pieces that I need, so we'll see. So, those ones I was going to use for legs, I decided not to. They weren't tall enough, so I used these for legs. So let's look at this set. This is the back. These are the front legs, and these are the, I don't know what they're called. They go around the top part of the seat. They were going to be the legs, but they're only 14 inches tall, and that's definitely not high enough for a chair. But these will be, they're 18 inches now. I'll cut them down to 17. So that'll be these at the front part of the legs. These are the back, and these go around the seat itself. I hope that all makes sense, but I made, these are beech. Let me put that on wide angle. These are beech. These are beech. The insides are exotic wood, but, and you'll not see much of it, but whatever. Same thing with this. I think these are rosewood here. These are cocobolo. It is an exotic wood. And these are mahogany, except the front. Wait a minute, cypress. This is cypress. These two are cypress. This will be cypress back and front, and then cocobolo for the wrap around the seat. This is This is cypress. This is beech. These are cypress. So they're going to be different, but so what? They'll be cool. I cut them all on this Rikon bandsaw, and they're far from perfect, so I'll probably have to run them through a jointer to level them all out so they fit right. But that'll be my next step. But there's 4 of them there. So during one of my journeys, I found this funky leather, and I bought several pieces of it. But I think I'm gonna make the seats out of this. And on the back, that's where I'll put the, where are they? They're in here somewhere. Either those leather pieces or those leather pieces on the back. These have the bear etched in them, and these ones have the deer etched in them. So I'll have to decide which set I want to use. But this leather will go on the seat.